And if someone has sudden severe headache, that they did not have before, you should be suspicious. What is going on here? Is this person having a stroke, right? So we want to ensure that when we have this, we take actions really quick. And again, even for yourself, knowing these symptoms are very important. If something is suddenly happening to you, your arm is weak, you can tell someone, oh, my arm is weak. I'm worried. I may be having a stroke. Tell people. At the same time, when you see other people having those symptoms, ask them the questions and ensure that and watch to see whether something is going on. This is something which, like here in the United States, we actually go to schools and we teach children who are in the primary school level, secondary school level, so that if someone is having a stroke, they can identify it. So I want that in our own population, we should also be able to do that. Right. So what is the take-home point on this first part of our discussion? Quick action can improve recovery outcomes. The more time goes by, the less the less chances that person has to survive. So it's very, 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 very important for us to know some of these signs and symptoms, pick them up and react and immediately seek medical attention. In women, as we were talking about the heart attacks, most women are just, "Oh, I'm just tired. I don't know." And then they say, let me go and rest. They sleep and they don't wake up. And you wonder what happened. That was a heart attack already going on. And they thought, well, they were just tired, let them go and rest. So once you see some of these things, which are especially if they are sudden and you don't know why, don't ignore them. There's no point just saying that, well, you know what, it's going to be expensive or life is not, there's nothing as expensive as life, right? Your life is your wealth. Your life is all you have. You don't want to lose it. It's better to go and then there is nothing than not to check yourself. And then the end results are terrible. And if you delay, you might end up having just being paralyzed on one side of your body and you're unable to do anything, right? So that is for strokes and for heart attacks. So we talked about these two things. All right. So let's go back to the fun part of it. The Bible says in Proverbs 4, verse 26, above all else, take care of your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Literally, everything you do flows from your heart. It could be physical things you do, emotional things you do, whatever it is. If your heart is not functioning, you're not going to be existing. So it's very important we pay close attention to our hearts. Okay. All right. So I'll tell you again that matters of the heart are just not main issue. People think that the people who have heart attacks are men, not women. Women have more heart attack. Women die more of heart attack than men because, again, their symptoms are not usually very clear. Somebody they just went to bed and they got up in the morning and they didn't get up in the morning. Or they just came back in the afternoon, they said they were tired, went to bed and then they didn't, and then they were found dead. You guys have heard those stories. I mean, who can tell me that they've never heard anything like that? So it's very, very, very important that you take care of yourself. You take care of yourself, your physical self, your mental self. Don't be stressed out. Work, if you're getting things that are stressing you out, work towards that. And next time we can talk very much about stress, how to prevent and all of those things. But very, very importantly, take care of yourself. All right. And if I have a few minutes on this, at the end of this, we can go around some of the techniques to help you manage stress. So the reason women have a lot of heart problems, cardiovascular diseases, is also based on how women are built. Pregnancy, for example, is a woman thing. I don't know, I've never known of any man on this earth that is pregnant, right? Pregnancy complications usually go around heart disease. So most of you have heard of eclampsia. Eclampsia is a cardiovascular disease. Eclampsia, young women die because of eclampsia when they're trying to have baby. Eclampsia just means blood pressure goes terribly high, knocks off your brain, you have a stroke before they get to those situations. It's a terrible, very hard, terrible situation for women. And it happens only in women. Menopause. Menopause comes with changes in hormones, but in menopause have a higher risk of dying from a heart attack, from other heart diseases than women who are not yet in menopause. Other things such as autoimmune diseases are very common in women. Autoimmune diseases such as lupus. These are guys right now, but most of the cardiovascular diseases affects your blood vessels. Autoimmune diseases, sorry, you have a lot of strokes. You have a lot of blood vessels that carry blood to these areas have been destroyed, and so again, it just increases your risk of the disease is very high. About stress. Stress is something which we all need to learn how to manage stress. You know, you're reacting to something differently. When something happens to you, you shouldn't react, right? You should take a decision that comes with a lot of consequences. So again, we'll talk about a little bit of stress in as we go ahead. So heart disease, so some of the things again, fatigue, nausea, jaw pain rather than crushing, like the crushing chest pain, which even even a blind man can see that, hey, something is going on here. Even someone who does not have, having something's feeling very heavy on my chest. It's an alarm sign. And for women, they're just like, oh, I feel tired. Let me just sit down. I'm here in my office and just relaxing there, like, oh, I'm just feeling tired. And if I did not get her to the emergency room, if I did not go ahead, that we should work her up right away and figure out what's going on, that woman would not have made it alive. I'm really pushing that things that we need to recognize. Know your family history. If you have a lot of people with diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure in your family, suspect those are conditions that put you at a higher risk of having other cardiovascular diseases, such as a heart attack, which we just talked about. All right, so let's have a little bit of fun. Can you take this QR code for me, please? Have you taken the QR code? And I'll come back to it again. So there are a few things I want us to know. Know the power of knowing your heart, things you want to know. You want to know where your blood pressures are ranging. If you have high blood pressure, you need to know so that you can start taking treatment. You can start managing it. You can know things that you need to do, what to eat, what not to eat, to ensure that you have a good blood pressure. A lot of people, a lot of women have heart attacks, have strokes. And then that's when they discover that if they've been going around with high blood pressure for multiple years. You don't want that. If you have the opportunity, check your blood pressure. I know that even in pharmacies, even in Cameroon, I have seen pharmacies in Cameroon with a blood pressure curve. You can go in there and they can check your blood pressure. Some of them are for free. Most of them are actually for free. They can check your blood pressure and tell you where your blood pressure is. If you have high blood pressure, seek medical attention. Do not ignore it. They call high blood pressure a silent killer. Not for nothing, right? It's because you can knowingly. And the day that you maybe before you know, it's already caused a lot of damage that you have to start working on damage control. You have to be as aggressive as possible. And some of the damage cannot be controlled. It's already a done deal, right? So it's very important that check your blood pressures, know what they are, know around where your blood. Ask them, let's go check our blood pressure together. Let's see where our blood pressure is going. The upper number, they're usually two numbers. If the upper number is going above the 130s, that is kind of like concerning. It's becoming a little too high. You don't want it to stay that high. If it gets to above like 140s, you want to start being on medications to bring it down. You want to make lifestyle adjustment, reduce salts that the amount of salt that you put in your food. Also, check your cholesterol. Good cholesterol, we have bad cholesterol. And the one they call it good cholesterol, they call bad cholesterol, is called LDL. Once you check your cholesterol level, your LDL, if it's going above 100, that's a little too high for women. Fried foods. You're eating a lot of, in the morning you eat puff puff every single day. You think that you don't really know that. You think that it's just two puff puff I'm eating. It's just, but as you do it consistently, it keeps increasing your bad cholesterol. You want to know your glucose levels. You want to know if you're diabetic, you're non-diabetic, especially if you have it in your family. Every now and then you check what we call the A1C. And if your A1C is high, then it means that you have diabetes. And in those instances, you follow close medical attention so that they can help you control your diabetes. They can help you, tell you what you need to do, give you the medications. There are a few things that need to be looked into. And diabetes is one of the things that causes heart diseases the most. It causes complications in heart diseases. And I think we can look for a session to really go into details about diabetes. And this is the second thing I'm promising I will talk about with you guys. So we can talk about diabetes in another session. Then, were you guys able to take to scan this QR code? Please signal it in the chat. Can someone just send a chat? You can say, no, I am not able. But let's do this. Who has successfully been able to scan this QR code? Everyone is so silent. Say something. Am I talking to myself? Maybe I am. Please let me know that we're still alive.
Are we checking?
Oh, seeing the code, the QR code that is on the screen.
I don't
Oh
know
my
if we are
God, you're
able
not
to use
able.
the same phones that are using to join this class
Oh,
and be able to do QR.
to scan. Oh my God. How can I? Let me see. Even can you manipulate the phone while you're on? Like if I send it to your WhatsApp, can you guys do it? Oh well, okay. This is sad. I feel a little sad because this is a BMI calculator. Um, let me see. Do we have anyone who's on a computer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I
If
am.
you're on a computer, you are on a computer.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
I put this? Let me see if I can put this. If you are on a computer and then do you also have a phone that you can just scan it?
Yes, I have a phone.
On our WhatsApp group. Let people. Yes.
You can just share
Okay.
it with mommy. She'll put in the group so everyone can have
Okay.
access to it. Yes, thank you.
All right. Let me quickly do this. Let me see if I can get in myself through WhatsApp. Then I kind of, oh dear. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see if I can call my daughters to come help me out so that we continue talking. And as soon as we can get that, I will let you go. So just give me less than 2 seconds. Let me get this. Yeah. No. Please give me a brief level. I'm in the job right now. Like, I want to go down and see something called the calculator. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. All right. I'm so sorry, but so I sent a calculator to I sent a WhatsApp message. Can you guys see did you receive the message? Yes, no?
Check it. Let me check it.
Okay. I just sent it. It counts like a message. I think, yeah, let me see here. I just went to the CDC website and shared it from there.
No, I'm not
You've not seen? Okay, you know what? I sent it to to the one which I sent the bio on. Let me forward it to the other one. Have you seen? Have you received it by any chance?
okay.
Right, perfect. Okay. So let me just guide you guys. If you can get into your phone, put your speaker on, and let's go. If you click on that BMI calculator, you see adult BMI calculator.
Let me send it to the group now. I was still to send it.
Yeah, just send it to the group and I can just guide them through it.
I've sent it to the group now.
Okay, perfect. You guys have received it, right? All right. So once you receive it, open it. Just give me some signal. Let me know that you guys are there with me. All right. So if you go to you have you opened it? Has anyone opened the screen? Yes,
Oh,
no,
mine.
thumbs up. You have, right?
Yes, I've opened mine.
Okay, perfect. So you scroll down, just scroll down a little bit. Okay. Are we there?
Correct.
Any other person on? Give me a thumbs up if you are there. Let me see here. You can give me a thumbs up, even in you can just say anything in okay, perfect. That's good. Now, all right, let's give Miss Frida. Once you get to that adult calculator, you will see it is usually set to US customary units. Click on the one which says metric units. Perfect.
So should we click on the adult BMI calculator? Should we click on it?
No, so don't click on it. Just go to the one later. Don't click on
Metric
it,
units.
but
Yes.
click on the metric
All right.
unit. In that metric unit, that is what we are familiar with, right, in
Yeah.
Cameroon. So just put in your height and put in your weight. Perfect. Then hit calculate.
Hey.
Let me see. Okay.
Yes,
Are we
so
there? Miss Elfrida, are you there with me?
I've seen my own is 29.1.
Is
Oh,
it a body mass index?
that is correct. That is a body mass index calculator. Okay. So
And I always have to lady badge. When you started the form, the putting in, I just know that it was body mass index.
there you go. Now, are you there? Have we all checked our body mass? Oh, Miss Nji, it's not yet
Oh boy,
there. Miss Caroline G.
29.1. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay, that ain't good. That's not good. So, at the- so if
Let's see who takes first in this class today. Where are the
yes,
others?
let's.
Tricks
I
you
know,
need.
right?
Put your height and your weight
Mm,
and then press
There
calculate.
you
It's
do.
very simple for real.
Yeah, you click. You please calculate and 5. Oh, so you have your. Oh my God, how about my weight in kilograms? I think yeah, I got it this morning.
And my own, come and put on the side that overweight.
Yep, they will tell you. They will tell you if you're overweight and you're not overweight. Because one of the things, can you guys see it? And does it tell you if you're overweight, you're obese, moderately obese, normal weight?
Excuse, doc.
Have you guys got it?
No, excuse. I just want to ask a question that if you are in a place that you don't have that much, and let's say, what is the manual method of the manual formula for body mass index?
Oh, I can send you the manual formula. It's just your weight in kilograms divided by
Yes.
your height in meters squared.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the numbers are kind of, if the number you get is less than 18.5, it means that you are underweight.
Yes.
If it's between 18.5 to 25, it means that that is healthy weight. If you're between 25 and 30, it means you're overweight. I know, right?
You say if it is how many?
If it's
I'm already 29.
if it's already it's between 25 and 30, it's considered overweight, So what we
Yes.
think, and then if it's above 30, you're obese. Oh boy, you don't want to hear that, but unfortunately, that's the case. If you're above 30, you're obese. And obesity has different classes. You have class 1 obesity, which is between 30 and 35. Class 2 is between 35 to 40. And if you have greater than 40, you are obese to a point that you need.
Members of this class. Come to the table. Where are they?
Oh, my David.
You people should go to the group and do your calculation and come here. Report yourselves.
Calculation is not going.
Oh, your
Where is
calculation.
Jane Francisca? Where is Marilem? Where is Patience? Where is Caro?
Have you calculated
Please.
yours? Have you calculated yours?
I have calculated mine. Oh,
She announced
mine
hers.
is 29.1.
Mine,
So I fall in the overweight class.
Mama,
I have to go and start repenting from this weight.
And the good thing though is that you want to be below 25. So you can put the different weights there and see what your ideal weight should be, what you want to be. Like your goal, you should be aiming at that weight which will help you be below 25.
Mama, I have difficulties in calculating the height. My height is in centimeters. I need to change it to meters. How did I do it?
No.
I'm putting my height. It shows centimeters. I'm taking metric unit, but the height is in centimeters. When I put my height, it doesn't work to change to meters.
It changes to meters. What many centimeters are you? How many centimeters? How many meters are you? Or centimeters? What do you know about your height? I can give you the number.
1.61.
So it's okay to put, if you have 1 meter 61 centimeters.
Meters.
Yes, just put 161.
Yes, 161.
That's a height. How about weight?
72
kilograms.
Yes.
Yeah, that is going to be the BMI is going to be above 25 with those numbers.
But she's good though.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
You don't
It's
even
not
look
bad.
it.
Yep. And that is the thing, like for the medical community, at times what you look at and based on the cultures, if you look at like you see a lot of white women are very skinny and but for black women, one of the
Dog, I'm obese, so I'm obese. Mine is 27.
that's
No, it's overweight, not obese.
it's not obese, it's not obese yet. Obese is after 40. If you hit 40 or if it's after 20, after 30, sorry. If you hit 30, then you have to be worried.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
You're
And
27. My Frida, you're not even having weight.
yeah, no, that is not, that's not bad. And one of the things to remember also is that if you're muscular, you're going to feel like you're going to be heavier, right? So we factor some of those things into play. It's the time that is horrible is when this fat is actually like, especially like belly fat, which a lot of women have. A lot of us have fat on our belly. That is the worst fat that we have. It's worse than the one on your butt. The one on your belly is bad. And knowing your BMI is very important, your body mass index. And you can be able to use that to modify yourself to where you want to be. All right, so I'm going to quickly go and again, I'll talk about it, some of the foods that you can eat to help your body mass index. All right. But before then, I want us to do this. I want you to be your own advocate. You know, no one is ever going to advocate for you than you can advocate for yourself. Never play the victim game.
Yeah.
That is, don't ever. Whenever something is going on, you advocate for yourself, push yourself, schedule a checkup appointment within the next month. If you've never really had checkup, you want to know just simple things such as, again, the things we talked about, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your glucose, and you already know your BMI. So you have that BMI calculator now. All of you have it at the palm of your hands, and you can always calculate your BMI and see where you are. And again, stay active to ensure you get the values to where you want to do. If you have any heart condition, there are 6 questions you want to ask yourself. What type of heart condition do I have? How severe it is? What treatment options are available? And these are questions you can ask your doctors, and the pros and the cons of every treatment. What should I watch for? What will land me in the hospital? What is going to cost you? What is going to make you so sick that you need to be in the hospital for doctors to care for you? And then what should I expect with that condition? I'll give you an example. Did you guys know that obesity is a heart condition? Obesity is a big problem for the heart. You know, so you want to know how severe your obesity is. Your BMI will tell you. And another thing is the comorbidities. If you have other illnesses that are linked to obesity already in place. So what are your treatment options? And what are the pros and the cons of those treatment options? You want to know. There are, again, I'll encourage everyone to start with healthy lifestyle modifications, right? Then if you need help, maybe with medications or stuff like that, we have those things also. But the basics is movement. Don't stay fixed. And one of the things as we're talking about belly fat, you want to ensure that you're kind of exercising, you're doing weights, you're not just walking. Walking is very good, it's very important, but also lifting weights helps you build your muscles. They call muscles the medication to aging, to getting old, to looking old. Muscles, if you maintain muscles, you will remain strong, you don't get fluffy, you don't flappy, you don't get old, you don't look old. So if you want to really maintain good yourself, build muscles, and the way you build the muscles is by doing weights. I'm not expecting you to go be a weightlifter, a muscle, whatever. No, that's not what I'm saying. Get simple weights. If you're not used to lifting weights, start with 5 kilograms, and then you go on. I'm looking at it in pounds. And you increase them as you go. You know, you can be creative with creating the weights yourself. Take a bag of salt, put sand in it, have it sewed very well so that you can carry it like it's weight. And you know, there are different things you can do. And actually, I'll give you guys my WhatsApp, or you guys can get reached out to me through social media, and I can help you with some of the things that you can do. And there are times when all those things you've really tried, they are not working, then you might have to go to medications, but those should be close to your last resort. And then surgery is something which is very much discouraged, but it's also an option. And again, all of those need a whole school. At this point, number 3 needs a whole school before you can make the decisions. But do what you can do for yourself first, right? Such as exercising and eating your food. So watch again. Ask yourself what are the things that you should watch for. If you have high blood pressure, you know that you are at risk of having certain conditions. You're at risk of having a stroke. So maintain those blood pressure well. Know the signs and symptoms of a stroke. Know the signs of symptoms of a heart attack. So if any of those things is coming close to you, you can kind of suspect and know that, okay, something is going wrong. You know what to check. You know what to do. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Don't ever ignore that. Taking care of yourself is the wisest thing you can do for yourself. Taking care of yourself. You cannot take care of other people without taking care of yourself. We women are used to thinking about everyone else except for us. Take care of yourself. But if you're living from here with any message, it should be that you should take care of yourself and know things to watch for. So every health condition knows it has complications. It has a clinical course that it undergoes. Some of them can be treated completely, some cannot. And if they cannot be treated, what should you expect? What are the things that should give you a warning that things are not going well? You want to know all of those. So questions for your doctors are some of the things which people really need to know a lot. I see in Cameroon a lot of the times I ask someone, are you taking any medications? Yes, I'm taking some medications. What are you taking? I don't even know. My doctor gave me this. I've been taking it for 1 year. What are you taking medications for? I don't have a clue. Why did your doctor give you? I don't know. I've seen someone taking antibiotics for 2 years because antibiotics which are meant to be taken for 5 days. They finish those, they go buy another, the same antibiotics, and they continue taking it. Why? They don't know why they're taking it, so just be informed. Nowadays, ignorance is not an excuse. When they say ignorance is bliss, it's a lie. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance will take you to your grave. So watch out for that. Okay. So one of the things, how I can help you provide direction in what to do with your health. And these are some of the things these are the things I do with people I coach. I do coach a lot of people. I have people I coach, and I coach them on how to mitigate risk, how to identify risk factors if you're in a person who is healthy, and provide directions on what you need to do to stay healthy. And if you're someone who has chronic conditions, I can help you identify some of the things that will cause you to have worsening of that condition and so leading to hospitalization, and how I can give you indications on how to slow progression of any of the diseases and slow the complications. For example, high blood pressure can cause a heart attack. It can cause heart failure. It can cause a stroke. And I can guide you on how to manage your blood pressure, how to prevent having those things, right? Those are things I do during my coaching classes. And again, I will help you learn what to anticipate, how to identify it, and what to do. All right, so my time is almost over, but with regards to eating, we talk of a Mediterranean diet. I'll show you a picture of some of the things that it includes. Movement. The CDC does recommend you move at least 150 minutes a week. 150 minutes a week means 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week. That is nothing. That is not a lot. Everybody can do that if you want to. So you can do that instead of, again, looking at women dancing and whatever on TikTok and doing booties or listening to whatever it is that you listen, dumb conspiracy theory, all craziness about whoever it is. That does not get you anywhere. Go out and walk. Walk for 30 minutes a day. Manage stress. And then quality of sleep. So we can actually go into someone. There's a baby on. Please turn off your mic. Turn off your mic, please. There's somebody who has a child in the background. Thank you very much. All right, so there are, you have to look at some of these things. Your quality of sleep, sleep hygiene. This is another big topic because the consequences are so much, and they're also related to stress management. When you have excessive stress, it produces a stress hormone. The stress hormone actually is a fight and flight. What does that mean? It means that it prepares you to fight. It gathers, it makes you produce like fat, you get big. The more stressed out you are, the more you produce cortisol, and cortisol helps you accumulate the bad fat, which, these are some of the things which you really do not want. Once you're stressed out, everything, it dysregulates your system. Your hormone systems are dysregulated. It causes your heart functions differently. It causes your heart to beat wrongly, and it's just a lot. But for now, I want you to just remember that there are a lot of things that will go on when you have stress, and we will look for a session to talk about stress. We talked about the movement. We talked about your sleep. Sleep really in a few sentences. Make sure that you're sleeping in a quiet room, no TVs in the room. Your room, as I say all the time, your bedroom is meant for two things, and the second one is sleep. You can figure out what the first one is. Again, you sleep, give yourself 8 hours a night to sleep. Don't stay your whole night scrolling through TikTok pictures and images. You know that the people who created all of this social media, they themselves, they interviewed them, and they say a lot of them don't even let their children have these devices, and most of them don't spend more than 2 hours on the device per day. So very importantly, if you are spending that, you are misusing it and you're becoming addictive. If you're using it, you should be using it for educational purposes. The other thing is the Mediterranean diet. So here you see broccoli. I think we have broccoli in Cameroon. I'll tell you that a good replacement for broccoli in Cameroon is vegetable, the regular vegetable, which we all know. Cameroon vegetable has more nutrients that tomatoes are good for you. If you want to cut down on tomatoes if you have heartburn, but tomatoes are good. Beans is very rich in protein. Eat your beans. And one very important thing, when you're about to eat, ensure you have as different colors as possible in your meal. Green, something which looks green, something which looks red, something which looks black, or whatever, the different colors. Bananas are very good for people who have high blood pressure. They're very rich in magnesium. They're very rich in potassium. And so they help you relax. Another thing very good in magnesium is pear. So look at those things and check my social media. I usually post things around that, and I'll give you my social media handles after this. So the Mediterranean style diet, you see, like Italians, you hardly see an Italian who is overweight or who is obese or who is just say fat, because these are the type of diets they eat. In Africa, we have everything we need. We really do. And we tend to want to eat, quote unquote, the white man food. The white man food is a mess. I'm not gonna lie to you. So in terms of quality.
Correct, my sister.
So we have really really good quality food. Stick to that. Forget about taking vitamins. Eat the foods that have the vitamins so that you're filling your stomach, with them, you're getting the nutrients that you need. A lot of people, like in America, you have a lot of people who are overfed and malnourished. You eat a whole bunch of food which is junk. You want to stay away from those things. Fried foods that are fried in the same oil every single day, it becomes trans fats, which are terrible. Unsaturated fats, which are terrible fats. You don't want those. Then I cannot overemphasize stress management and sleep quality. I think I'll kind of like get myself given, this is my sister's thing. So, I told you I had amazing sisters. I'm going to come talk to you guys another time about sleep and stress management, because they have more effect on you than you could ever imagine. All right, this I don't think you guys can scan this QR code. I'm going to send it, and they'll send it to you guys. You can scan it, and you'll be able to have access to my different social media handles. And I'll also send, I have a WhatsApp group for health. I'll send it so you guys can be able to also reach me with regards to those. And I do it again, I do health coaching. The health coaching I do is I do group coaching, and these are some of the things I really do them on. I do one-on-one coaching and how to navigate your healthcare system. You know, the common thing you hear from someone, I was sick and, you know, I tried everything. What is the meaning of everything? I tried everything and still I wasn't getting better. No, there's nothing in medical terms like everything. It just means we've not searched enough. It just means we didn't have the total information to search in the right direction. So again, I can help you in things like that, but I do those under my coaching program. And okay, here you have what do we have here? Group chat, email, YouTube. Interesting. Okay, these are some of my stuff that you can easily get to. All right, I went over my time by a few minutes. No, not really. I started like 3:05. I started like 2:05, so 1 hour. Any questions, please? Somebody said ripe bananas. Yes, ripe bananas are also good. They're not, insofar as you don't exaggerate them. Overripe bananas, insofar as you don't exaggerate it because of the sugars which come with it. But yes, you can eat ripe bananas. They're very nutritious. Pears are my favorite. And the pears I get here are not even as good as the ones in Cameroon, because the ones here are all stored under chemicals and all whatnot. All right, any questions for me? You can put them in the chat. And I don't know if they can unmute themselves and ask any questions.
Yes, doctor, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, I'm right here.
Hello.
Yes, I can
All
hear
right.
you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good evening. Thank you so much. I have a litany of questions. Can I ask them one by one, or just ask them all at once?
Well, it depends. It depends on how you want the questions to be answered. I'll answer them all together. No, ask one by one.
Okay. Okay. The first question, when you mentioned the acronym FAST, you did not say what the T stood for, unless I did not get it.
T stands for treatment.
Okay.
Like you need to seek treatment like right away. Like don't delay. As soon as you've identified what is going on, seek treatment. And if you're in doubt, seek treatment. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Then the second question is that what are routine checks? What do I say when I go to hospitals? Are there specific things I say, okay, check me for this? I've just never seen anybody do it. I just see it only in movies. So what exactly a routine check? Can I just go to hospital and say I want a routine check? Would they know what to check for me?
So I'll answer you very clearly with that question. And it's something which for us in Cameroon, a lot of this care, I don't necessarily know that is standardized, but you have things which you have to check at certain ages. So if you're in your 30s, what should you know? What are the things that you should know about your health? You should know things just like such as your blood pressure, your cholesterol. You know, once you start getting to the age of like 40, you have to start pushing to getting some of the checks or screening tests, which are also checked, such as screening for breast cancer, such as screening for colon cancer. And then it depends on your family history. If you have colon cancer in your family, then it means that you have to start checking around 40s or 10 years older than your earliest family member who had colon cancer. What does that mean? If you had, let's say your dad had colon cancer at the age of 40, at the age of 30, by the age of 40, you should start your screening, right? So these are some of the things I can help you guys with. I can create the screening test that you should get at the age of 30, 40, 50, 60, and I'll create that and I'll post them on my social media and I'll see if we can get them shared with you guys. But they're different things.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah, once you get to a different age, and then your family history matters. For example, if you have even your children, you know, there's children who should be tested for HPV. As soon as they become sexually active, they should be tested for HPV because HPV has vaccines. And if someone has HPV, it's human papilloma virus, HPV. HPV causes cervical cancer. So having your children have that is something that is preventative. So once your children start getting to the teenage ages, most of the times, my children are not sexually active. I can boldly say that, but I still give them the HPV vaccine just to prevent them from ever having any form of HPV and cancer, right? So, and there are just 2 doses of the vaccines, which are given 6 months apart, and it prevents you from having cervical cancer from HPV for all your life. So you want to know some of those things, right? You want to get your hepatitis B vaccines. Why? Hepatitis B stops you from getting hepatitis B. Hepatitis B itself can cause you to have liver cancer. So they're just kind of like little things which you might need to know. And for those who don't have major strong family history, I can give you the different levels where you're like, at this age, I should test for this. At this age, I should test for this. At this age, I should test for that.
Your ages for good 20s. Thank you. The next, thank you. The next
All right,
question
I
is,
will.
how do you calculate your calories so that you know, am I eating enough? Am I not eating enough? And also, yeah.
So,
And also what
no, go ahead,
healthy
please.
eating habits, time patterns, when is the best time to eat? What should you eat at this type of time? If you have any of those.
So, with regards to the calories, there are certain things which carry a higher amount of calories with regards to others. And here we have, most of our things come from containers, right? Or from packages. So they are all labeled. They'll tell you this has, it has this and this is the amount of calories it has. But natural things, you kind of like have to just induce the calories by yourself. Most of the natural things, what are you looking for? You're looking for things which are green in color. You're looking for, if you're eating anything that is white in color, it's very heavy in carbohydrates. And so you eat just very little of those. You increase green in your food, increase things that are brown in color. When I say brown, I'm not talking of cocoyam bark that is brown and then the cocoyam is white. The white cocoyam is what matters, what you actually eat. So eat brown things, eat green things more, eat white things less. If you're diabetic, white things is even something to stay away from as much as possible. Brown things I'm talking of could be things like beans. Beans is very high in proteins. Things that are white, cocoyams, cassava. What else do we have in common? Those things are very high in carbs. So be very careful when you eat them. Just one little cocoyam is probably enough carbs for you to have, because you also have what we call hidden carbohydrates. And I will just keep pushing you guys to my social media. I post this type of things a lot, where you have hidden carbohydrates, hidden sugars. You eat fruits, but don't overdo fruits that are too sweet. Don't take 15 oranges and eat very sweet oranges. Oh, they're very sweet, it's healthy. They do have sugar. It's a better quality of sugar, but it's still sugar, right? One thing I tell people is that everything you eat adds something to your body. Everything. Doesn't matter what it is, right? What you want to do in life is exchange the things that will add too much calories, too much bad things like excessive calories, excessive bad fats, and all of that. You swap them with things that will not add as much. Because I remember the story of the child who says, every day all I do is I eat 8 apples in a day and then I'm still growing fat. Yes, because those apples are very full of sugars. They have a very good aspect of it, which is the fiber, the vitamins, but then they also have a lot of sugar. So you want to be very knowledgeable about those things. Don't say don't go and sit and eat whatever number of oranges and then you think that you're going to be all right. No, those are very sugary foods. You can eat a good amount of pear. Pear is pretty good, but with regards to the calorie, learn your food colors. Food colors are very telling. They tell you what you're eating practically. Does that answer a
Okay,
little
thank
bit
you.
your question?
Yes, you did, but you did not answer like
Timing, good. Yes, I like that.
and
So timing,
yes.
I'll tell you this. I'm going to complicate this a little bit. The first things you put on in your belly in the morning matter. They're going to really determine how hungry you feel. And as everyone who I've ever talk to or coached about food, I'll tell you breakfast is a scam. You know how breakfast came about when America was being built like a country, when we're hearing things like conflicts and all of that, they had to sell these things, right? And so they lobbied the government, they lobbied everyone to say that you need to eat breakfast. And what is breakfast? What are the components of breakfast? Junk food. Excessive carbohydrates with conflicts and all of that. Bread is all like, it's just carbs. They're all like, those are junk foods. They gather all of them. And these are business people. These are the producers of those things that advocated to. You get up in the morning, you eat something like egg. Egg has good amount of proteins. It has cholesterol. It has, but it's not as exaggerated. If you eat up to like 10 eggs a week, that is not bad. You eat things that are very nutritious. You eat, I'll tell you, if you can get up in the morning and eat your roasted fish in the morning, that is good for you. If I come to Cameroon, I want to eat roasted fish and salad every day, 24/7, if I could have my way, right? But those are the things that you want to eat. When do you eat? I tell you the truth. Well, let's talk about our forefathers and mothers. When the world started, God did not intend for us to eat every time that you see food, you eat. Everywhere you turn. In the United States, we have this habit where every front desk you go to, there is a big container with sweets in it, different types of candies, sweet all over the place. God did not intend for us to be eating continuously. Ideally, you are supposed to eat when you're hungry. That is the ideal. Our parents, our forefathers used to go and hunt meat and hunt whatever it is. Then they come in the evening, prepare those things they eat, and then that was it for the day. What I will tell you is this. Make a time period in the day which you eat. It could be an 8-hour time period or something within those lines. So that you can eat, maybe you eat for 8 hours and then 16 hours you're not eating. The 8 hours could be from, let's say, from 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 in the evening. That gets us to 8 hours to 6 in the evening. You eat your breakfast around 10, maybe you eat lunch around 4, and you eat something around 6, or whatever works for you. You make those hours like that. That is called kind of like, it's almost like intermittent fasting. Anything that is out of those hours, you have no business to do with it. Learn simple good habits. Don't go to some ceremony and you carry food. Most foods in ceremonies are all like fried foods and some unhealthy foods and food overpacked with fats and all whatnot. You carry it to go to your house. You don't need all of those. They are just good habits. There's something we call food anxiety, which occurs especially in our communities, where you're not sure of where you'll get your next meal. So when you see something, you just want to fluff yourself with it, and then you end up getting a lot of weight. And that is how a lot of us gain weight, right? And so be cognizant of those things. No, you don't need that one extra piece of cake that is there to take to your home, which you probably even eat in the car, right? So it's just creating those good habits. But importantly, I would tell you to cut off your eating hours, at least 2 hours before bedtime. So whenever you go to bed, bring it forward and cut it 2 hours. And it's advisable that you should be in bed at least by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. You should be sleeping because of how the circadian cycle works, right? So you want to be in bed during certain hours of the day, but make sure that you don't eat 2 hours before meals, and you don't get up in the morning. Nobody obliges you to eat breakfast. People get up in the morning and oh, I need to eat. You don't need to eat breakfast. You don't. And that's a conception. If you can even train your children to eat something healthy in the morning rather than all the bread and water and sugar and a little bit of milk in the water, if they're eating sugars in the morning, it kind of like sets them to be hungry the entire day. Sugar stimulate your appetite. They stimulate your hunger. And that's why, like over here, they really put all of those adulterants in food, where you eat and then you want to always eat. You feel like you should eat something. Are you really hungry? No, you're not hungry. You've not really learned your body. You interpret stress as hunger. And then the consequences is terrible. And one of the things which also happens to us in Africa, those of us who are from where to us, is that we always feel like, if you don't eat now, something will happen. No, nothing will happen if you don't eat. Jesus went for 40 days and 40 nights without eating. I'm not saying you should go without eating. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we need to stop the food anxiety. We need to stop the thing of, if I don't eat this food, it will stay and get spoiled. Do you want the food to get you unhealthy, or you rather have it get spoiled? You want to think of it like that. I have to finish this food in this plate because I don't want to waste it. You can cover it and eat it another time, or whatever with the food. But don't make the food like you're doing a favor to food by eating the food. There are times you're doing a disfavor to yourself by eating the food, and you should prioritize yourself over the food, right? Eat in smaller plates. You eat, get your food, don't go there and get bigger plates. Get smaller plates, you put your food inside and make it as a practice. It doesn't matter where you go, you're dishing your food once. You go to the table, you dish your food, you sit in front of you, you eat that food, and that is it. You don't go there and you take it and then, oh, let me go get this other one a little bit. And then a little bit of this other one. Before you finish, you've eaten a basin of food. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean, right? So, yes, so those are some of the things. And those are habits you really have to learn slowly. And you learn by the ones that you can easily get away with. Like, for example, going to some party and coming back without taking food from there. Food which you don't need from the party, right? Yeah. And getting up first thing in the morning and like, I want breakfast. No, yeah, don't do that. Alrighty.
Okay. Thank you. If I understand well, it's not letting food control
There you
you.
go. That is the whole thing. Don't let food control you. And I can tell you guys that I do understand and empathize, because a lot of us grew up when you did not have food. You don't have square meals. If you don't eat now, you may not have it to eat later on. I remember some long time ago, one of my grandmom told me one day, take it and keep. I still remember this so vividly. Take it and keep. I'm like, okay, and it's just that mentality. We are taking it to keep because we don't know that we're going to get it later on. And at the back of our minds, we don't really know that, but you're eating so much because you don't know, if you don't eat it, it's no longer going to be there. Yeah, but you end up hurting yourself by doing that.
Thank you. Final question.
Yes, ma'am.
You were about to say something about white women, and you were saying that we need to factor in certain things about Black women because white women always just look skinny, yeah. And so I also wanted to, I wanted you to finish what you were about to say, and then I also wanted to find out how I think pregnancy is one of the leading causes of being overweight, if I'm not mistaken. How do women
That is
and
true.
how do women, in quote unquote, bounce back after pregnancy?
So after you have children, your body is really adapted for you to be able to feed the child and do all of that. But one of the things that happens is we end up, you have a lot of hormonal changes, which just lead you to gaining weight. And once you're aware of that, you know that you have to struggle a little bit more. It's also like when you're going into menopause, you just gain weight, which is more difficult to lose. So that is where you kind of like need to really form even more good habits. When you're younger, you can eat 10 puff-puffs every single morning and get away with it, right? When you get older, you can't do that. You can't do that in your 50s and get away with it, because you're going to get weight that is uncontrollable. You have to start watching what you eat. And most of the times, being very active is important. Breastfeeding helps. But the issue which happens with us is that someone has told you that you will lose the weight. And so you start regulating yourself because you psychologically made your mind think, oh, I will lose the weight. I will lose the weight if I breastfeed. I will lose the weight. You will lose some weight, but you will not lose all that weight, especially if you have that mindset. If you have that mindset, you're going to be eating like a fool and you're going to gain weight like a fool, right? So that is the thing. And white women, one of the things I notice is a lot of portion. They portion themselves. They're like, this is all I'm going to eat and this is what I'm going to eat. You get your portion food and you get used to that. Don't do an exaggeratedly low portion, because you're going to eat that low portion and then you get hungry right away. increase proteins in your diet. Proteins in your diet. Proteins keep you full for a longer period of time. They don't make you gain weight, and they're absolutely very necessary for your hormone building. So those are just, you kind of, as you're growing older, you change a little bit the way you eat, you move more. You know, don't say that getting up and walking for 15 minutes a day, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. There is something they say that you know, what you are is equal to what you tolerate from yourself. A lot of people misinterpret that to be like what you tolerate from others. No, what you tolerate from yourself. If you get up in the morning today, you're like, oh, I really don't feel like working out. That is what builds on you, right? So you get just as good as what you tolerate from yourself. You should say, oh, I cannot, there's no way I can do without eating this, whatever it is, this 5 mangoes right now, no, whatever. That is what you've tolerated from yourself, eating those number of mangoes, right? And what is going to happen? Or eating, I mean, mango is even a good one. Let's say eating that amount of puff puff. You get up in the morning, you get up from work, you get into an achuk bar or store, or wait, how do you call it? Restaurant. You eat an achuk, you eat achuk, you get home, you eat, and then before you go to bed, you eat dinner. And then maybe later on, you're still up. I feel like I should make some tea. Tea means you're getting water, sugar, and then you're adding some whatever you need, and then you eat it with bread, and then you go to bed, and you get up the following morning, and then you're surprised why you're gaining weight, right? Weigh yourself. If you don't know your numbers, you can fix them. Weigh yourself, know your numbers, so that when get yourself a scale. I don't know how much it costs, but it shouldn't be too expensive for the benefits you can reap. If you realize that you're going up the scale, then you know that, okay, it's time for me to really take some, maybe do something aggressive. You know, there are people who have days, they say today is vegetable day. The day they eat just vegetable. It could be once a week or twice a week. You're eating just vegetable on those days. That's the day you eat your salad, vegetable and protein, obviously, so that you can be full. You don't want to be going around hungry. And you that's all you eat. So you put in little tricks. And again, some of these details are kind of like help. I can do it to people. I'm mentoring them, just give you some of the tricks and all of that. And you see results. Right. So
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right.
you're so welcome.
Good evening, Doc. Thank you very much.
You guys are so welcome. It's my pleasure being here. I know we
Yes,
went over time and over, but you know, so please.
Coach, I have a worry.
But yes,
Yeah.
I'm all ears.
Thank you very much. You mentioned eating bananas help in blood pressure. So I was asking, is it ripe bananas or unripe bananas? I wanted to be clear with that.
Regular ripe bananas.
Okay.
Yes, the regular ripe bananas. Unripe bananas is like almost like plantains. No. I don't know who eats that, but anyhow, yeah, ripe bananas. They're very, very, very rich in potassium, and potassium helps to reduce your blood pressure. Any other questions?
So what about diabetic patients? Should they eat ripe banana as well?
So it's very tricky. Diabetes comes with increase in your blood sugars, right? If you eat ripe bananas, especially bananas that are very ripe, they're very high in sugar. So you want to be very cautious how you eat. Ensure that you're not adding any other thing that is going to have carbs or sugars in them. You know, if let's say you're eating a smoothie with half, you can use banana to sweeten the smoothie if you're diabetic. But just not overdo it because it's going to bump up your blood pressure, your blood sugars. Yeah. And those are little tricks, especially for generally, if you want to sweeten anything that you're eating, always use like fruits to sweeten them. Especially there are things that you can put fruits in there. Sweeten your things with natural things that you already know that are sweet. Any other questions? If you're making cake, put half the amount of sugar that is in the recipe. Cut down on things like that. Yeah. I'm all ears for you. And if not,
Oh, yes.
what are we
If there's no
done?
more questions, I think there are no more questions. That's fine then.
No, Mom, I have a question.
All right.
I just want to ask, what can really be the cause of cramps? Cramps, because at times when I'm writing on the board, holding chalk for 5-10 minutes, my fingers are always like burning. This cramp issue can really be the
So cramps usually they're due to like muscle contractions which occur, and the best is magnesium, right? So you can kind of like look at high magnesium rich foods. You know, there are lots of foods that are rich in magnesium, and
Who is there?
Commando.
shoot me a.
Commando's okay.
Do you have my? You have. You can go to my
Oh,
WhatsApp. You guys can kind of like join my WhatsApp group, and I'll give you some of those tips, just like questions I can kind of help you guys answer. But you have a lot of magnesium rich foods. That is what you should be looking for.
okay.
But,
Thank
yeah,
you.
magnesium rich foods are very, 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 they're very good. Once one of the things that magnesium does is even like you use it for sleep. People who don't sleep, you can use magnesium to sleep. It's very healthy. It relaxes your system, and it helps you. It helps a lot with muscle cramps. Alrighty. Any other questions? I'm saying any question going on. Let me see. Where is my? Let me see here if I can stop sharing. Going to. Do I have anything in the chat that I'm missing? Let me see here. No, I don't. I don't see anything in the chat. Alrighty. Okay. Thank you, ladies. It was my pleasure chatting with you guys. I hope you guys got something from this conversation we had today.